People just want to have fun. 2 weeks later, matched with someone new. She told me after a third date, "You text with confidence. Most guys seem nervous. You don't." That did not happen. That, that did not happen. First off, I also love that this whole thing is contingent on dating apps. Anybody that's been a part of my Instagram or met me in real life on innumerable occasions know that I firmly stand on the stance that dating apps are a cancer to society and need to be eradicated. They do no good. They are a wonderful way to... Alright, so to start things off, you don't need a dating coach. You don't need 90% of whatever anybody is selling you, or the courses, or the boot camps, or the information packaged for you neatly and easily accessible at all. Like, bar nothing. The current state of affairs on the internet for young men is befuddling the fuck out of me. The sheer amount of time and investment and X and Y and Z that should be put into most of the things that people are neatly turning into shortcuts for you are incredibly pivotal and very helpful. And to give you an anecdote as to why I'm making this video and why there is this resurgence and why any of this is even coming to fruition, back in 2019, 2018, bleeding into 2020, there was this golden age of massively impactful, even like 2018, there was a resurgence of interest in self-development and growth and making sure that you were just slightly less fucking weird. And that's realistically all you need to do. Just be less fucking weird, and I promise you, your life will be insanely better. How do you quantifiably measure less fucking weird? You don't get to do that, lovely enough. Everybody else around you will clearly and easily tell you, yeah, you're less fucking creepy, you're less weird. I'm going to move my water out of the way because I talk with my hands. But to make it more illustrative and to just proffer some advice for everybody here, if you're watching this and you're not really sure where this is going, we're just ripping on people who are doing unbelievably fucking stupid things. That's where it's going to be. If you're a younger guy and you're a part of the audience, I would be amazed because the people that get this video are probably people that have been subscribed 6-7 years. So probably not my target demographic, but I'm throwing this out there to catch a new net of people. So if you haven't liked and subscribed, do that so this reaches more people so we can undo this wicked realm of stupid fucking charlatans that are gonna amalgamate some weird series of characters or say something slightly controversial and something unbefuddling, just ridiculous, to get some engagement, to get more eyes on their content, to then capture their quarry and funnel them into this series of enticing offers that will magically remedy their problems. So this isn't a series of circumstances where I had to struggle, so you have to struggle, and I want to see you do it. I've got fucking nothing to sell any of you, like, at all. All of my websites that I run, I'm affiliate links and ads. Perfect. I have no real interest in doing an ebook. Read. Use your fucking head and read. That's it. Oh, I'm going to use an ad blocker. Good. Use an ad blocker. Fucking don't support anything I do. That's A-okay by me. That's totally fucking swell. As long as you're being a productive member of society, or even if you're not being a productive member of society, at least if you are growing and you are becoming better, that's largely all I could fucking want from anybody. And the sheer factor of people that have some incredibly rudimentary questions, in my opinion, just from being immersed in innumerable fields throughout my time on the internet and in these specific groups, it's refreshing. It's incredibly refreshing to see somebody wanting to get into fitness. That's why I started freefitnessinformation.com. When people have this desire to read and to learn more, that's why I started philosophyforme.com. It's going to keep expanding each and every one of those websites. Howeversupplementworks.com. Great example too. Should I take this? Should I do this? How much should I take? What should I do? It's on the website. Just read the information. Get from that what you will. As I continue to build out the content, there will be more things for more frequently asked questions. And as these things start to form and get more traction and more people can learn things, good. I make more ad money, you get information for free that costs you the annoyance of having to look at something for half of a second, but your questions are answered. You can make an informed decision if this is going to massively impact your life or not. And if you want to do something, it will be offered there and you make money. That's it. And you know what? You don't even have to stop at my website. You can just use that as a building block and move forward and make your own decisions, which you should be fucking doing anyway. All of that aside, the fact that I'm not selling on your course shouldn't be the ultimate mover of authority and credibility and why you should be even listening to me. The real push away from those sorts of things should be largely, in part, sort of the vector that we attack later. What I think is the most egregiously easily answerable and demonstrably provable factor of there's just people you flagrantly should not listen to. Not even you should listen to me. This is just a list of people you should not listen to. And we're going to dig through one of these here because I was kind of interested at first in this thread that I got. Threads has been very interesting to me. They do a great job of rage baiting me and getting engagement on me. I have an entire backlog of things where I just wanted to dig into these and give some advice, and I guess this is where the channel is going to go. I'm not doing the bodybuilding shit. Go to Vigorous Steve or Victoria Falcar for it. So this guy, digital growth _ systems. Make men secure in their dating life. Flirting text hacks plus my playbook. Master the art of digital seduction. So here's the thing. If you legitimately need somebody to teach you how to text women, get a hobby. The suave, the smooth, the crafting the perfect response, the negging, the pushing, the pulling. Okay, those were things that like back in 2015 to 2020 were like rampant and like exciting and nuanced and cool. You don't need to be suave. You don't need to be extra charming. You don't need to be X and Y and Z. Okay? Instead of giving someone a one-word response, just be engaging. Ask a lot of questions that aren't about yourself. Ask them things you're legitimately interested in this person. If you're not legitimately interested in this fucking person, they're going to be able to tell. If you're just trying to manipulate someone into having sex with you and using these 3 tricks, it's just not going to work out well for you long term. You might get laid a handful of times here and there, but the quality of your relationships are going to diminish, and then you're going to be lonely and fucking hate it. Now, that's not to say that people can't be bachelors and enjoy their lives. That's not the case at all. There's plenty of people I know that are single and rocking it and fucking loving it. But for the people that hit this demographic, they're lonely. On top of that, it's lonely, insecure men. Doesn't have to be young men. It could be lonely and insecure older men because they have some guy who's fucking faceless. He's blurring his fucking face, wearing some blazer with an unbuttoned shirt to show that he's some suave aficionado playboy. No, buddy. Okay, you can wear fucking fishnets and a t-shirt. You can wear a long sleeve. You can wear a fucking button-up polo. You can wear whatever the fuck you want. You can legitimately. People are like, well, you can't wear like a t-shirt and basketball shorts. Guarantee you, as long as you look like you're in good shape, doesn't fucking matter. Does not matter at all. If you're going to a club like that, Clearly, that's not going to fucking fly because it's just not a good social norm. But if you're out and about and you just got back from the gym and you see someone, if you're handsome and not totally fucking weird, you can probably get a number. You can probably do X, Y, and Z. You can probably do quite a many fucking things and just run with it. Why? Because you're not being fucking weird. Does this teach you how to be weird? I will let you see some of this dumb fucking shit. I need to address this. Every week I get the same comments. This is AI written. You're just trying to sell something. Another fake story. These can't be real. I'm going to be honest with you. No, he's not. Okay? And he even says it right here. Do I use AI to help me write? Sometimes. Do I structure stories for impact? No. And are the patterns I share based on real experience and observations? 100%. Every story is a combination of things I've lived, things my friends have lived, and things I've observed over the years, being terrible at texting and finally figuring it out. That's clearly not fucking true. Because all he's doing here is, like, people, he's overemphasizing how important these texts are by generating these fucking stories to talk about, how you text. Listen, it's not that big of a fucking deal. I will flagrantly say that, okay? If you can't have regular conversation with a person one-on-one, face-to-face, and you can't text either, you're double fucked, okay? But if you can text to be concise and get to a meeting place with somebody, you go to the same event, you go to a club, you go on a date, and you kick it off in person, you suck at texting, quote unquote. And there's people there that really just enjoy face-to-face interaction and don't want to fucking deal with texting. Does it limit your odds? It limits your odds in the same way of saying that if you're not on dating apps, it limits your odds. It's only the handicap that you fucking make it. And it aggravates the shit out of me that for a good period of time in like 2019 and 2020, when this was far gone past the days of like the RSD folk and all the PUA guys, that all these fucking Tinder bros were doing text game and everything else. And a person who I deeply respect and have nothing but adoration for, rest in peace his soul, John Anthony of Masculine Development, he even had ways just to teach you how to not be fucking weird. And if you're really interested about it, masculinedevelopment.com blog. Like masculinedevelopmentblog.com. That will show you some things that you can do just to be more entertaining, more fun, and largely just how you can engage people in conversation. Why? Because people who aren't weird can have fucking conversations with people. And I hate the fucking text game where you have to like agree and amplify and like try to be sexual and backhanded. Like, you don't need to do that every fucking time. Okay? If you're getting shit tests and things thrown at you, there's a trillion different ways to peel an orange. And I just really want to highlight this one. Because this guy just constantly does this fucking stupid shit, and I think it actually deserves a lot of criticism. He says, my little sister asked to see how I text girls. First off, I'm sure she's... If I'm to believe that this is real, then someone had to have told her about your fucking threads or your website or whatever, and wanted to say, like, what's the big deal? So, mind you, this is from a guy who allegedly has an entire program on just how to get women to swoon over you and make you more secure. Now, I'm sure his retort could be, bro, this was like fucking years ago, bro. Like, this is how I learned to quit being a fucking bitch and, like, actually get bitches, bro. Which, those kind of people avoid like the fucking plague. I don't care if it's the whole, you're white knighting, you're being that, you're being this. You will get so many more people invested in you if, like the saying, you catch more flies with a teaspoon of honey than a gallon of vinegar. You don't need to fucking be an absolute dickhead. But it said, my little sister asked to see how I text girls. She's 19. Wanted advice from an older brother. Okay, that's going to be very interesting. The dynamic there is a lot more different. If you're to believe the whole PUA, red pill, intersexual dynamic stuff on text game. But I showed her my conversations. She read for 30 seconds and said, you sound scared. I would believe it. The entire page just reeks of massive insecurity. What? No, I don't, he says. And which she retorts, you apologize in like every third text. Yeah, that's just flagrantly annoying, by the way. There's nothing wrong with legitimately apologizing for something in which you think you've given undue grief to an individual for. But a good rule of thumb is just don't apologize, like, ever. And here's the thing, too, about that, right? If you just have the rule of don't apologize ever, there's going to be so many times where you actually want to apologize and will recognize, like, you should. Like, that's just not an option. But, like, oh man, I was a little late. Like, oh, I'm sorry. You're a little late. Everyone's a little late sometimes. Okay? You don't need to, dude, I'm so sorry. Here's this and that and this and that and blah, 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 blah. And everything was out of my hands. Like, I really tried. Like, no, you at least showed up. If you're a little late, it's like, oh, hey, cool. All right. I didn't miss the party. Thanks for having me, y'all. Like, that's like all you gotta fucking do. You don't have to be upset about it and have a fucking sob story. Okay? Just don't make people wait on you hand and foot in that case. But sorry for late response. Sorry if that's weird. Sorry to bother you. Yeah, if anyone ever says the phrase "sorry to bother you," I'm gonna assume they're part of like some MLM. Or hey, sorry to bother you, but you dropped your wallet, and I just want to make sure it goes to you. Is this yours? That's another acceptable thing. But if you're interested in somebody and saying sorry to bother you, then yeah, that just reeks of insecurity, and you're probably not being very honest, and you're more than likely not just being disingenuous, you're probably trying to pull a fucking veil over their eyes. It's never a good indication. If you're not comfortable enough for the person to have a real conversation with them and chit chat and have a back and forward, that's just not going to end well for anybody, and that's why those things don't work. It's not the fact that you're being her beta orbiter or you're being a little bitch. It's more than likely the case that you are insecure because you feel like there's some delineation of values that isn't exactly coherent, and there's this weird matrix of she's up here and I'm down here, and I'm clearly wasting her time by being dishonest and not saying that, hey, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Because, here's the thing, right? If I wasn't already in a relationship and I wasn't doing anything else, what would be the purpose of me trying to engage in conversation with somebody that I wanted to be with and then apologizing for taking their time? No, if anything, if you're someone who is secure in yourself and you think you guys would have something great together, the only thing that you'd have to do is, hey, yeah, no, dude, it was like super fun seeing you last week. Like, so, what are you doing? You mentioned you wanted to get, like, ramen. There's really no place near us, but we could get, like, 20 minutes out of town. I'm down to try it. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, sorry to bother you, but, like, I was looking all over the place for it, and there's this ramen place, and it's, like, kind of far. But, like, I'll take you, and we'll do all this, and then blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't need to prove yourself or, like, explain your existence. You don't need to do all of those things. Just be direct with people. Be upfront. You don't have to be coy and sneaky and trick people. It's baffling to me to see that people do that. And it's baffling to me that someone is going to proffer something like this. And everything you end with question marks. Like you need her permission to exist. I'm 25, getting roasted by a high schooler. As you should be, because as somebody who is teaching text game, not very good at it. My friends and I laugh at texts like this. The guys who are always apologizing, we call them permission texters. No. That was never a real sentence uttered by another human being. No. Because this whole thing is framed in a narrative to get you to think more about his texting and how important texting is, but also the fact that, like, went through my text. This is when I was texting. I'm sending messages. Here's my dialogue. She's critiquing my dialogue. I laugh at texts like this because we call them person texters. And then, I texted her this. Like, you don't... There's no real dialogue that's happened here. My friends and I laugh at it like this. That's dumb. But she wasn't wrong. I asked her what I should have said instead. She grabbed my phone and showed me. Sorry for the late response. I was at the gym. She typed, just got back from the gym. Send. See? No apology, no explanation, just existing. I started catching myself before hitting send. About to type sorry, delete it. There's legitimately viable times to apologize, right? hey, sorry we got super blackout drunk and I spilled Jägermeister over your white couch. I fucked up and I will get you a new couch cushion. Sometimes you gotta do that. Sometimes you gotta eat crow, right? But like egregiously the case when you've legitimately wronged somebody. About to explain? Cut it in half. Nuance to that again. Any topics I used to talk about, I used to give an umbrella of information all at once. Over explaining, cutting in half for general things, yeah. But you know what? Some people like stories. Some people like to read a lot. Some people enjoy the fact that they know they're going to get a comprehensive answer out of you. Okay? If you're just going to send a, hey, what's up? Not much. Oh, you? Oh, good. Blah, 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 details about my day. You? Oh, me. Yeah, food. Had pizza. Like you don't want to be boring and you don't want to seem disengaged. But yeah, certainly if you're gonna text 40 paragraphs about the colors of the sky and the trees and the earth, unless you're a poet and someone wants to read your poetry, yeah, clearly cut out a ton of fluff. Someone does not like you texting them a lot. But again, if you enjoy texting a lot and it's not just cowering and apologizing and wasting people's time on things they don't want to see or have them being brought down or any good rule of thumb, if you're over explaining something, is it something sad? Is it something depressing? Is it something annoying? Is it something aggravating? Now, there's levels to that, right? What is annoying? What is aggravating? What is this? What is that? If you're not weird, you'll just kind of know. But if you're giving someone like a play-by-play detail of everything that happened throughout your entire day, cut that shit out, summarize it. Fucking cut out the fluff. But, you know, if someone's asking for what happened between two people and you say, oh, well, they fought. Well, like, no, I want the details. What happened? Yeah, go ham. But, you know, best thing ever is just if you have something really interesting that you're really into, you're like, oh, okay, well, there's a ton, but I'll just make a long story short for you. Here you go. And you can just go off of that. Like, no, but it's like my favorite thing ever. I could talk about it for hours. Oh, I'd love to hear it. Cool, give them a call. Fucking yap. Just call people. Easy. Easiest way to do anything. Texting, sure, but you don't get tonality. You don't get a lot of this. Better yet, see them in person. But texting, no. Okay, texting's not hard. It's very easy. You will be very awkward if you're not very good at texting to continue to do it. But yeah, just, again, easily said. You don't have to be super suave. You don't have to be clever. But, I don't know, think of fun things. People just want to have fun. 2 weeks later, matched with someone new. She told me after a third date, you text with confidence. Most guys seem nervous. You don't. That did not happen. That did not happen. First off, I also love that this whole thing is contingent on dating apps. Anybody that's been a part of my Instagram or met me in real life on innumerable occasions know that I firmly stand on the stance that dating apps are a cancer to society and need to be eradicated. They do no good. They are a wonderful way to put metrics and value and worth into the amount of swipes and likes and matches and playfully bantering with people to have nothing come to fruition. And this is especially the circumstance in men's case. I'll share a personal little anecdote with you. So I've never used them because I have fervently stand on that hill, even when I was much younger and in prime peak OG physique and at college. But my whole thing was get someone's Snapchat, get someone's Instagram, DM them, hang out, get a schedule going with all the people that I want to hang out with and spend time with. And with that, it would just be very easy to be fun, be outgoing, set up time to see each other, hang out. And one of the things that I noticed, like in rapid succession, like 4 or 5 people, yeah, like 4 people for sure. One of them just like, oh, I just use it for fun. So I guess maybe 5. They're just kind of like, oh, I just use this for fun. But 4 people I knew literally just had accounts on dating apps just to get an arbitrary number of likes. And I just remember the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, well, okay, I mean, boost your ego, that's pretty cool. But then another girl did it, and I was like, oh, huh. So, like, what do you have that for? It's like, oh, well, like, we're not really. I'm like, well, no, yeah, but like, why do you have like 200 likes? And it's like, oh, I don't know, I just like keeping the number up and like seeing how many I have. And then another person did that, and I was again curious. I'm like, oh, cool, how many likes you got? And he's like, oh, I have like 450. I was like, oh, cool, okay. And then one of them, just like on another page, had like 1,000, and I was like, holy fuck. It's like a really interesting dynamic of just like getting validation and then dipping, which I think there's nothing inherently wrong with putting up a profile and seeing how many people like you and find you attractive. For sure, there's no fault in the ladies or the dudes that do that. But for people that are on there trying to get legitimate companionship and not just sleep around, it is certainly going to be one of those things that sort of quells the spirit. So, what do I recommend? Go to Instagram, go to whatever social media is popping, and I don't know, just follow people, engage with the people that are similar to you, that you have the same interest in. DM, chat for a good bit. If you guys are like cool and vibing and around each other, set up some time to see each other. That's it. And it usually almost always works if you're genuine and you're not fucking weird. So don't be fucking weird. But the fact that like this whole fucking, she told me on our third date, you text with confidence. Most guys seem nervous. You don't. Never in my, I've been told I say the stupidest shit over text, and I say the dumbest fucking things. And oh wow, look at that. Is that confidence? Because I'm like, oh, I don't give a fuck what I say. Like, I know I'm fun. I know I'm a good person. I know we're gonna have a great time together. We never don't. And that speaks orders of volume more about you. Okay? Now, I'm not saying just throw out edgy, dark humor and be a fucking dickhead. All I'm putting out there with that is, you don't have to seem like you're so alpha and so suave and so cool. Dude, just be cool. And by being cool, how do you be cool? You just don't be fucking weird. Because if you have passion and you have an interest in something, just go for that. If you like, I have Coil, 9 Inch Nails, I have Depeche Mode tattoos, I have death metal tattoos, horror movie tattoos. I love horror movies, goth. I have a ton of other shit that I am very hyper fixated on that I absolutely fucking love. And sure, I am very aware I don't give off the goth vibe now as I've come back from work and I'm not able to corporate goth it up, but as evidenced on all of my Instagram, it's just vibe, have fun, be cool, have legitimate passion and interest, because that is attractive. I actually think I brought back the how to make lifelong friends, high quality lifelong friends, on mindlesssandeasy.com. It is a great sort of insight into how to make friends. So yeah, if you're weird, go there. There's no ads on Mindless and Easy. Probably won't be for at least all of the New Year's, as I put some posts back up there and expanded out to have more stuff like this. But yeah, after a couple months, that shit is getting ads because the CPM on that was nice, and not being muted by the ad revenue areas, since I'm not doing bodybuilding stuff anymore, is going to be sick, and I'm 100% going to make money off of that. So I have no shame in saying you guys are going to get served a fuck ton of ads. If you don't like it, get a fucking ad blocker. But there's innumerable things you can do to build commonality, to build friendship, to legitimately just enjoy people's company. Because I don't know if this guy's going to tell you this, but if you just happen to, let's say you like X, Y, and Z type of girl, okay, or you like X, Y, and Z type of dude, right? The thing that you don't do is you just harpoon every single one, or you have like a fucking sniper and you just pick one by one the people that you think are attractive and only hit them up because you want to get laid. That is ridiculous. All you need to do is throw out a wide net, make a lot of friends, and whatever works, works. And if you're just hyperfixating on one person at a time, you're going to be lonely. That sucks. And for these text strategy things, it's baffling to me that people would put money towards having a texting coach or a dating coach. I don't know if he even calls himself a fucking dating coach, but yeah, make men secure their dating life. That's ridiculous. A fucking dating coach in 2025 is crazy work. Just and there's a lot to be said too about like people's preferences. Like a lot of people could just have significant others, but the problem with that is people that kind of just feign into the first thing that they get offered. It might just be two people find each other attractive, but they're not compatible. Don't be afraid to take as much time as necessary to make sure that this person is a good match for you and that you guys have similar interests, similar passions, and that you work well together. Kids see through bullshit faster than we do. If your texts sound scared to a teenager, imagine what women your age are thinking. I broke down every permission texter habit and how to fix it, 80 plus examples. Full guide and bio, but just stop asking for permission to take up space, just exist. So, here's the thing. First off, in my eyes, 19-year-olds are infants. Anyone under the age of, like, fucking 20 is a little fetus baby because I am old, okay? I am 2 years your senior. And it's certainly weird, but also, taking someone that's a full-grown adult and then calling them a kid is weird. Especially for you. Be like, oh, it's my kid sister. Yeah. But certainly that's someone who has been engrossed largely in the social media digital space. And I know that this is just a good anchoring tool to be like, kids don't have time to overthink things. They can see through bullshit anyway. They have that intuition. That's a good hallmark into that. But this whole thing is just fucking malarkey. If your texts sound scared to a teenager, imagine what women your age are thinking. They could be thinking any myriad of things. They might find that it is a person who is coming from X, Y, and Z, and LMNOP, and this and that, and this and that. But yeah, I know the standard of this is, oh my god, he's so insecure, he's so nervous, he's so timid, he's so weird, he's a beta, I want Chad Thundercock, and all this other fucking shit that's propagated. But yeah, at the end of the day, just don't over explain things. You don't need to apologize all the time, or most of the time. You don't need to apologize 90% of the time. Unless you've egregiously wronged someone, just don't randomly apologize. That's the best thing I could probably proffer for advice. Apologies should be reserved for legitimate misdeeds. Very important. I need your death something. No, it's not. I apologize as a server and I swear my tips boosted. This helps in every aspect of life. Not saying sorry about the wait anymore. I'm saying I appreciate your patience. What can I get started for you? Such a big difference. Obviously, I apologize when needed, but not saying sorry 24/7 is nice. Yeah, see, everyone gets the deal on that. Thanks for waiting. It changes you. Yeah, just that simple dynamic flip of, and I know there's a whole bunch of like dark psychology around the, I'm lesser because I'm apologizing to you for wasting your time, and the frame now goes under their narrative and X and Y and Z. But no, it's just, instead of feeling down and bringing negative energy by saying, I've done something bad, I'm sorry, and then they'd be like, oh, it's fine, no worries, it's okay, I absolve you. Instead, by showing gratitude, be like, oh, fuck, dude, traffic was awful. I really appreciate you guys waiting. This is awesome. Food looks great. Thank you. You're showing gratitude. You're lighthearted. You're fun. And then, look at that. You're fun. There's a really popular song, and again, this is probably just going to appeal to some demographic, but this is a song, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. And, if you're an impressionable young man or anybody that just likes women, that's one of those fun little tropes you can just put in the back of your head, right? If you're a dude that likes dudes, then, fuck, who doesn't like fun, right? So go for that too. Just be fun. Just be fun. That's really the hype of it. I'm going to go through one more of his thing, and then we are going to find something that is a bit more my speed in terms of content to break down. Okay, this is actually a good one. So, my ex told me why she actually ghosted me. A thread. We ran into each other at a coffee shop 6 months later. It reads like a really bad fucking Hallmark movie. Just right off the bat. You just randomly bumped into each other at the coffee shop. I've not really seen that, like, ever. I've frequented many coffee shops in my days. I don't even like coffee, truthfully. The only time I'm at coffee shops is when I'm going there with somebody who really enjoys coffee. But still, even the most populous of places have never ran into an ex. That's interesting to me. Unless you knew that this was like her. I'm getting a phone call. Fuck it. I will answer that later. But even where it's more poppin' or places that did go, it has to be a coffee shop that like she frequented, and you would just have to be waiting there, or you guys have the same routine. I bumped into plenty of people that I used to have some familiarity with at the gym, because that's where I met a good majority of people because it was poppin'. But even just out at clubs, like I'd see people out, and it's never awkward because things usually end on okay-ish enough terms. Randomly bumping into someone that you are intimately familiar with is a little bizarre at first, but I mean, again, if you're not a fucking weirdo and you didn't do something egregious, it's never awkward, it's never bad. But he said, real talk, what did I do wrong? Of course, the issue with their whole relationship was just magically based on texting. Mind you, this is the guy that has a texting hack playbook. He failed because of texting. This relationship didn't work solely because he's texting. It's not his general disposition and behavior and everything else. It's his communication skills. And largely, the way that you communicate things are indicative of your core personality and traits, which is why people can just tell when you're off, by the way. You can do this not through text. I can immediately tell when my friends or my significant other is incredibly under duress, because the body language and the responses are shorter and less close or much closer, and there's a lot of things that you can gauge. So if it was just, oh, well, you texted like you were trying to convince me to like you. Wow, look at that. You're insecure. The issue isn't your texting. The issue is your insecurity, okay? You felt like you didn't deserve that person in this circumstance. Every message felt like you needed something from me. Yeah, that's being too needy, and for a lot of people, they have a threshold that is much lower and less understanding of an individual's needs. Personally, I don't mind needy people all that much, okay? It does not bother me. I am consistently just the whetstone for a lot of people sharpening their axe in terms of knowledge, in terms of resources, in terms of getting from A to B. So if someone's gonna inundate me with like 1,000 questions, as long as it's not 1,000 questions about something that I'm just not in fucking control of, doesn't bother me. Hey man, just got a question for you real quick. Da-da-da-da. Oh, cool. Hey man, sorry to bother you again, but this, da-da-da-da. All good. Hey, another follow-up. Da-da-da-da. Cool. Doesn't matter to me, okay? Perfectly fucking fine. Doesn't bother me any. But some people, if you're just constantly asking for reassurance and that you're not doing anything bad and that you're not good enough and you're not this and you're not that, that's fucking exhausting. The issue isn't your texting. The issue is that you're fucking exhausted. I showed her our old text. What do you mean? Clearly I'm not texting like I'm trying to convince you to like me. Like, you like me, so we dated. So, like, look. That's probably him during that whole made-up fucking scenario. She said, see, hope your day is going well. Exclamation point. Just checking in. Exclamation point. Did I say something wrong? Question mark. You weren't texting me. You were performing for me. Here's the thing. I love exclamation points. I understand not a lot of people like it. I genuinely have a fuck ton of enthusiasm for when I talk to my friends. And even outside of my friends, I am incredibly happy to proffer advice and things that I am more than highly competent in. There's like 4 arenas in which I purely just absolutely excel at. On top of that, there's a trillion areas I have massive, like, unbelievable deficits. So when I can be like, I'm really good at these specific things, and someone comes to me because, oh, you're my guy for this, I will gladly go on about it and give people the information that they want. So the hope your day is going well, exclamation point. Yeah, I would genuinely hope if you're dating someone, you hope their day is going well. If you're giving a just checking in, unless they're talking about, hey, I'm at this event and I'm a little nervous about it, I'll text you back in like a couple hours. And if it's been 4 hours, you're like, oh, hey, just checking in. How you feeling? Feel like you're doing all right? What's going on? That's acceptable. But if you're just like, oh, it's been 30 minutes and I don't know, like, I just really, fuck, I don't know, shit, she's at the party, there's all these people, just checking in, hope you're doing good, like, what's going on, hope you're not talking to anybody, like, no, that is fucking needy and annoying. Did I say something wrong? On a list of things you never want to say to anybody, it's, did I say something wrong? Because you should only ever be... One, you should never put yourself in that situation to begin with. If someone just goes stone cold after you've given them, like, tough love or, said something that's highly offensive to a person, you gotta ask, did I say something wrong? There's no subtle communication about that. You need an overt statement. And when people have to overtly tell you what you have done to wrong them and make them feel an emotion that isn't joy or glee or happiness or like they are absolved of some problem, that's uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable to go off on somebody and express your disdain or your rage or that you feel slighted. So never say, did I say something wrong? Unless you have legitimately said something that has been taken the wrong way. Like, for example, like, no, that doesn't sound like a good idea. Oh, okay, fuck you. And you're like, what, did I, like, say something wrong? You seem like you don't want to chit-chat as much anymore the next day. It's like, yeah, it doesn't seem like a good idea. Glad you think that I don't have any good ideas. Be like, no, okay, I should have elaborated more. Yeah, here's the thing. That's not a good idea because blah, blah, blah has blah, 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 blah. I just didn't want to dish out personal information that wasn't mine. In hindsight, I should have led on more. Again, so you don't have to apologize. You just explain the situation. In which case they could go, oh, well, that helps, but I was fucking pissed at you. And it's like, no, it's totally understandable. Whoops. So yeah, did I say something wrong? That just reeks of needy and being insecure. You weren't texting me. You were performing for me. No, you weren't performing. You were just being very insecure. That's not performance. That is trying to get your little good boy points. That hit different. I wasn't being nice. I was being needy. Yeah. I disguised it as showing interest. No, none of this is showing interest. Hope your day is going well. Well, I'm interested in how her day is going. I said I hope that it does. I'm inquiring subtly. No, okay? Not showing interest. Showing interest in somebody is being like, oh, wow, you have great style. You look fantastic. Like, what do you do? Direct question to express your interest in either their hobby, their style, something that they are good at or enjoy. Just checking in, that's not showing interest. You're not interested in what's going on and checking in on their situation. You're just giving them a reminder that you exist and that you want their attention. Did I say something wrong? You're not interested in learning what you may have done wrong or their headspace. You're being needy and insecure and you think that you have offended them and don't deserve their attention. Next girl I texted, I changed one thing. 6 months later, and then immediately after that, next girl that you texted, I stopped seeking validation through text. No more, hope you're having a good day, just want to say hi, everything okay? Only texted when I had something to actually say, not checking if she's okay every time she's quiet, letting conversations end naturally. We've been dating for 3 months. She told me last week, you're the first guy who didn't make me feel like you're a therapist over text. There it is, over text. Over text. You always got to pepper in the word text to go back to the fact that you have a texting hacked in playbook. Yeah, and first off, I think this is like a universal thing. I'm sure a lot of women would agree. They don't want to be an emotionally damaged man's mother. That is absolutely not their job. If you have flagrantly issues present with your secure status in who you are, the common trope is get better help and blah 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 blah. Dude, just like check yourself. Figure out what the fuck is wrong with you. get some hobbies, hit the gym, do something productive, and get better. Easy. And of course, you can always spin that narrative of, oh, that's not actually addressing the core issues. You need to face them. You need to do that. Yeah, no one's gonna fucking debate that. But as somebody who has had a post telling people, dude, if you're fucked up, go to therapy, and then you get consequently raked over the coals on the post, yeah, certainly not something you want to put out there on the internet. Nothing pisses off dudes more than telling them to go to therapy. That's like the biggest dig at their core character, and that doesn't work. So the best way I can surmise it is, hey man, if you're at the bottom of the barrel, you might need some professional assistance and getting you in check and back on track faster. You don't ever say, like, go see a therapist. Or, yeah, I'm not your fucking therapist, right? Like, that's just, that is absolutely denigrating to somebody's character. But, also, just want to chuck this one out here. Hope you're having a good day. Oh, fuck that. Straight up, every single day. Good morning, how are you? Good morning, how are you? Morning, how are you? Like, every time we wake up. Just, why? Because, like, oh, good morning. Like, oh, not a good morning. Fuck, I have so much shit. Like, oh, fuck, what's going on? Like, that's natural dialogue. It's not like, hey, we're awake, we're having a good time. Tee-hee-hee. Okay. Just wanted to say hi. Yeah, you don't need to do that. Like, your text message is a hello. Your text message is the initial greeting. If you haven't texted in like 2 days, instead of being like, just wanted to say hi, tee-hee, be like, hey, who would win in a fight, a velociraptor or like 2 Tyrannosaurus Rexes? But like, the velociraptor is 25 feet tall. I need to settle this for a buddy. Why the fuck are you texting me this, you fucking weirdo? You're blocked. Cool. Okay. Now you don't have to worry about texting them. Fucking fantastic. But, imagine this. Imagine something cool enough to go, well, actually, a velociraptor being 25 feet in size is actually probably going to have more biting power. But 2 Tyrannosaurus Rexes, depending on their size. Like, you can have a whole ass fun conversation just talking about dinosaurs of all dumb fucking things. There's so many stupid fucking things you can do than, like, stating the obvious and masking your covert interest under the guise of being friendly. Okay? When you disguise what your intentions are under the guise of being friendly, you're literally just a fucking wolf in sheep's clothing, okay? Just be upfront and be honest, and above all, don't be weird and be fun. Like, that's fucking it. Everything okay. But there's times and places for that. But yeah, just every time somebody is quiet, if you're constantly asking that, then they're going to not want to talk to you because they know, oh, if I have any pause or break, blah, 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 is just going to think that I'm having a bad day and I hate him. He's so insecure. Fucking Chad Thundercock isn't, so I'm just going to go bang him instead. Like, I can't keep doing those red pill tropes, dude. That shit's been done for forever. Only texting when I had something to actually say. You should always have something to say. You should always have something fun to be. If you want to engage with people and like build fun rapport, just always have something fun to do, something fun to say. If you got nothing going on or you're like legitimately busy, then yeah, like you can screen phone calls. You don't have to answer like 4 texts and a bunch of DMs. Like you don't gotta do a lot. So yeah, you don't need to break away from your time to do that. You just don't, and it's ridiculous to me. Letting conversations end naturally. Yeah, sometimes you just like a message, that's the end of the conversation. It's great. And my big thing is on Instagram, I just use a little black heart. But on text, I just heart react the message. I don't like thumbs up. I don't believe in thumbs up. I feel like thumbs up are like stern. They feel stern to me. I don't fucking like that. But I heart react almost every message. Or if it's like, whoa, it gets 2 exclamation points, right? Like, why? Because, like, the emote reactions are great tools for emphasizing something because there's an emphasis of the 2 marks or just a little heart. But again, the fact that you guys are getting a fucking text breakdown while we're just fucking roasting these people like that is ridiculous. Full playbook and bio. The person you're texting can feel your energy. Make sure it's the right one. No, just make sure that you're not being fucking insecure. Like that's like sometimes the most helpful feedback comes from people who rejected you. That's true. Like this is the most valuable thing that anybody should be getting, and that's why you should go out and meet people, and that's why you shouldn't get these fucking playbooks, and you shouldn't be doing that. I will also caveat that by saying that if someone doesn't like you, they don't owe you feedback. They don't owe you an explanation. Okay, you don't deserve that closure for why it didn't work out. You should be able to figure out, looking back and then talking to your friends, be like, dude, I don't know, I fucked this up. And they'll be like, yeah, you're a fucking weirdo. You're insecure. Go to the fucking gym. Don't be a little bitch. Like, that's probably what you're gonna hear. But 110%. My ex gave me more clarity in 5 minutes than a year of dating advice videos. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. I'm not going to get into it because this video will be 2 hours long. But dating advice videos, you can just read a bunch of blog posts. You can read a bunch of books on intersexual dynamics. Or, like, you know, if you're not going for intersexual dynamics, you're not a dude going for chicks, you can just read about how to have basic human conversation and be a little bit less weird. And for anyone saying, oh, what's the difference between reading a book and getting a course? You can get a book online. You can go through and get Audible credits, and Audible will be free. I can chuck in an Audible sponsor if I really wanted to, but I don't give a fuck because it's really late in the video and I don't think anybody's really going to go for it. But outside of that, even with something like this, all the books are just online. I'm not saying you have to pirate them, but go to a fucking local library. You'll probably find most of them. And even outside of that, instead of just specializing specifically on how to text for the purposes of getting laid, just go through forums, go through and read websites, go through and just consume all of the content. There's no point in wasting, like, actually, let's just see. I'm sure it's going to be something to the equivalent of, like, oh, it's $100 value, but it's yours for just $9.99. Let's see how much this would be for something fucking like that. I'm not fucking reading. How much is it? Launch price of $47. Once 100 people grab it, launch price of $47, and once 100 people grab this, after that it's $87. If you're seeing $47, you're going early. PPS. We're making sense when you're trying too hard. This guide teaches you how to seem effortlessly confident. I'm not going to learn how to seem effortlessly confident from someone who reeks of insecurity, because you actually know what you're doing. No, you can just have like a basic conversation and people will realize pretty fucking quickly you're just there to have fun. PPS. PPPPS. Still not sure? Think about this. How much is it costing you to keep getting left on red? Doesn't happen to me, and even before the long-term relationship I've been in for quite a while, it was never an issue for me. You know, you can count that up to being ridiculously shredded and doing all the red pill shit for sure. But yeah, every missed opportunity is a girl who could have been into you if you just known what to say. No, I'll go against the grain here. I'll 100% go against the grain here for something like this. Every missed opportunity is a girl who could have been into you if you just know what to say. No, they're dodging a fucking bullet. Guys like that. Actually, let me full screen for this real fucking quick. Let me pop this up here real fast. Every opportunity missed is not a girl that could have been into you. They're dodging bullets. A person that they've missed out on because he texts weird or sounds insecure over text. Yeah, you're communicating that you're insecure over text. I wonder what that says about you. That you're insecure. That this won't be a healthy, long-term, viable relationship. That's why they fail more often than not for these people that are typically high achievers. I know I hit my mic there, but if you're a high achiever and you've got all of these great things towards you, but you reek of insecurity, that will absolutely crumble a fantastic relationship. Trust you me, been there, done that. You can't escape insecurity. So I have a post that I need to find, and I need to get it back up, and I have something akin to it, where I have a video that's about halfway through the post, but insecurity will be the most fantastic driving tool for unparalleled success. Use that as much as you can, and then once you sort of reach a tipping point, just figure out what your problem is and get that shit fixed. Seek professional assistance to help streamline your experience in that realm if need be, but don't be that insecure, sad, mopey little dude that's faking confidence, because people might say you can fake it till you make it, just smile in the mirror and you'll feel better. That's not how that shit fucking works. You have core problems you need to identify, and it's not an opportunity that was missed because you didn't know how to text. It's a bullet that they've dodged because you're unstable. I cannot make that any more clear at all. Like, bar nothing, I can't make that more clear. So let's get back to the thing at hand here before I wrap up. Here's the thing too that I don't like about all of these sort of things. It's the psychology behind the no risk, all upside, or instant refund, no questions asked malarkey. So here's the thing: the amount of people that will actually go through and want to get a refund are only genuinely very pissed off and disgruntled people. And for some people, because let's face it, it's $87. That's probably never going to be seen. $47 is quote unquote going to be the steal price. But some people are like, all right, man, you know what? If it didn't work for you and it doesn't work out and you don't get anything going by next week, $47. If that's a lot to you, I will just refund that and we can be done. I just don't want to be inundated with questions. It's easier for me to get back the $47 sitting in my PayPal balance than it is to deal with you. Godspeed, soldier. And then they just hope they don't get a negative review or somebody shitting on it and just getting their shit for free. But 14 days to test out everything in this guide. So you get 2 weeks, right, to get your charge back and do everything else and go through and blah, 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 blah. But just the fact that people offer that and it's like, bro, you literally have no risk. No, you're going to part with like $50, try some stuff out, be engrossed in the fact that, things are finally going a different way because you're masking your insecurity, that they go, oh, it actually didn't really help. It just made me appear to be something that I'm currently not. I've faked it till I've made it. And everything else under the sun. Also, it's either return and refund policy. Oh, look at that. At Ben's Real Estate, I'll bundle. 30-day money back guarantee. So, it's 30 days, but you get 2 weeks for the refund. Well, refund will cost 30 days purchase for customer and set of our services. What the fuck is Ben's Real Estate Out Bundle? AI listing generator and leads tool. Oh. Real estate templates closed. Okay, so this is just for sales. Interesting. Okay, well. So I always check these things, see if people actually update their websites. Contact at bensbundle.com. So you just snagged something from someone else. Listen, I get that, but at least, I don't have care to fucking change some of the shit you're just gonna snag, right, buddy? Privacy policies. Is this also for Ben's Bundle? Real estate Ben's Out Bundle. Is this not divolts.com? Is this not for digital growth systems? It's interesting to me. Why am I doing to the website? Just because this seems very haphazardly and slapped together, and it kind of seems to me like one of those people that's like, bro, I got an idea. I'm gonna be a dating coach. I'm gonna be a text coach, specifically just texting. Not like dating advice. I'm not gonna teach some dude how to fuck chicks and do all this fucking cool shit that's really important for having a healthy sex life and a relationship once you've already scored the chick and the hardcore in the trenches field reports that we used to get back in the day, teaching you valuable things inside of the relationship. This is basically just how to hook, line, and sinker somebody. But here's the thing: if you're hook, line, and sinkering somebody in a one-person kayak, where are you going to put the fish? For an analogy that would work. If you don't have a cooler and you don't have everything else, your catch isn't good. And, what a waste of everybody's time. Catch and release. Oh, bro, I got her number. This is sick. It's fuck that. It's the same thing. Cookies are stored. Oh, look at that. You actually went through and didn't have anything with that. DMCA take down a notice. Again, Ben's Real Estate Out Bundle respects the intellectual property and rights and complies with the DMCA. Again, might want to update that, buddy. Contact at divolts.com. Terms of service. Again, same thing. Justified? Sure, buddy. But yeah, you just literally have a page for one thing, and it's just your playbook. Digital growth systems. Do you have a YouTube? I also want to go through your YouTube content if you have YouTube content. Instagram account. It's an Instagram account. Okay, cool. Let's see it. It's not your actual Instagram. I don't look at my DMs. I don't fucking respond to enough of those. Digital growth systems. Let me... whatever. Where's your Instagram? This is actually fucking funny. Alright, last one. When you get someone's number, just have them text you their name. Give them your number and have them text you. Why do that? Because if they're actually interested, they'll be like, yeah, hey, here's my name. My name's blah blah blah, and you get a number from blah blah blah, and it says, oh, yep, here you go. Like, for example, I just like every single time, I'm like, hey, yeah, you have my number. What's your number? Like, oh, da 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 da. I'd be like, all right, David Assade. Pop up. Did you get it? Oh yeah, I did. Okay, cool. Don't worry about it. Later. That's it. That's all you have to do. All you have to do. And if you're one of these alpha guys that like doesn't want to get ghosted and get a fake number, yeah, just be like, hey, here's my number. Pot it down. Just text me your name so I don't forget it. You'd be like, okay, blah 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 blah. We'll be full red pill alpha Chad. Stacy M. Okay, so Stacy M. Let me see. Oh, I got a text from Stacy M. Yeah, that sounds cool. Thanks. Awesome. What are you doing? Conversation ends. Next day. Next day, not the end of the night. Let's say Stacy M is really into you, Chad, and Stacy says something along the lines of, "Hey, so like we gotta go. We're gonna go bar hopping, but text me later tonight, okay? Cool." And be like, "Okay, now you got a number. Now what? Later tonight." Excuse me? Be like, "Yeah, it's Chad. You said text me later tonight, so I texted you later tonight." Took it at face value. Be like, "No, that's not what I meant. Haha, tee hee, lolxd." Like, cool. You guys still bar hopping? It's night's a little young for me. Oh, no, actually, we're getting ready to head back home. They're like, drats, I'm still looking for something to do. They're like, oh, hey, Chad, come over. Tee-hee-hee, LOLXD. Be like, I guess I got time for a movie. Give them the old out, and then, do whatever, for sure. The fucking whole playbook you guys are going to go by. There's some examples of some things you could fucking do. But, yeah, you can just have them text you their name, and then you can just have a conversation about literally whatever you want. You don't need to... Hey, it's Mike for tonight. It's not too eager. You absolutely just tell them your name. If you just got their number and they didn't text each other for whatever reason because you're too awkward to get someone to text you their name, perfect. Be like, hey, yeah, it's Chad from the party. I didn't. How do I spell your name? What do you want your contact name on my phone to be? Like, oh, I'm making something stupid. Like, okay, you're literally just something stupid. Like, it seems a little mean, but how's it look? Send him a screenshot. Fun, tee-hee, LOLXD. Still can't believe you think pineapple belongs on pizza. Delete it too casual. Be like, that's a weird opener. Don't do that. How long to wait before texting? See 24 hours at work. No, you don't have to do that. You can text whenever you want. There's no fucking rule book. Decide to wait. Open her Instagram instead. This is what kills me. Almost like her story. She can see that you've seen her story. Close the app before I accidentally double tap something for 2022. Shucks. Pro tip, if you ever accidentally liked someone's post from eons ago, what you can do, it's not gonna, if they have their notification banners on, you're fucked, because if they click on that and then it opens to an old post that they have from that time, you're fucked, right? But here's the thing, right? Say you're at a bar, everyone's slightly inebriated, and you accidentally like that. Go to your settings, go to your activity, go to your liked, and unlike it. Then what do? You just like their 3 most recent posts. Why? Because then they're gonna get a bunch. Be like, oh, why'd you like all my posts? Be like, no, I just like, I don't know. That's the thing. That's what kids these days do, right? Just like your 3 recent. Or you just like their 2 most recent or something. Get the hint. But you can just do that instead. Be like, oh, why are you looking at all my pictures, you weirdo? Be like, I got your number. Thought you were pretty. I don't know. There you go, man. But yeah, still awake thinking about what to text. Hey, stare at screen. Hey, 47. Hey. Spent 9 hours crafting the perfect text with the most generic thing possible. Dating in its final form. No, it's just because you're insecure. Again, this whole thing is just for insecurity, and digital growth systems is an interesting conundrum because it's just a random, faceless dating, flirting text hacks playbook thing for $47. Not that much. Now, it's probably a lot of money to him, so awful. But yeah, don't do it. You don't need a dating coach. You don't need any of this malarkey. Just be slightly less weird. If you don't know how to have a conversation with people, forums, books, speak with people, talk to your buddies, have friends, make friends. If you don't know how to make high quality lifelong friends, go to mindlessly.com, where you can learn there from one of my posts from 2021, 2022. It's great. It gives you a lot of basic instructions on how to build commonality. Commonality breeds friendships, and that is fantastic. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. I hope you guys have learned something today, because I've been rambling for an hour, and I don't want to fucking edit this video. So whatever I have fumbled anytime there in between, oh well. But yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're doing swell. I guess like, comment, subscribe, bell, X, Y, and Z, elemental P, whatever YouTube is going to do for the algorithm for this to get to more people so they're not fucking weird. Sick. But that's the current state of affairs. I'm going to keep tackling fucking weird PUA shit, because I don't like that this is a money grab. I don't like that insecure men are being preyed upon by people trying to sell them solutions to things that just root cause build more confidence. Don't learn how to fake your confidence. Hit the gym. Treat your body a little bit better. Take better care of yourself, and just have fun. Don't overthink it. Might be hard for you, but just don't overthink it. Easy peasy. Anyway, that's all. I'm going to do the old Toodles. Bye. Fucking bonkers, dude.